What if I told you there's a compound found naturally in certain fruits that can actually help your cells clean out old, broken down mitochondria and build new ones? That's not sci-fi. It's called urolithin A. And today we're diving deep into why it might be one of the most exciting mitochondrial upgrades in the longevity toolbox. All right, so quick biology refresher. Mitochondria are the energy producers of your cells. You've heard the phrase, they're the powerhouse, right? That's not an exaggeration. Every move you make, every heartbeat, every moment your brain is working, it's powered by ATP, which comes from mitochondria. Now, here's the problem. As we age, our mitochondria get tired, less efficient, more prone to errors. They start spewing out reactive oxygen species, creating more damage than energy. And if your body, it struggles to clear them out. Imagine a fleet of delivery trucks. They used to run like Teslas. Now they're rusted out gas guzzlers, coughing smoke, leaking oil, still running, but barely. This is where something called mitophagy comes in. It's your body's natural cleanup system for broken mitochondria. And when mitophagy slows down, like it often does with aging, those old trucks just pile up. Less energy, more damage, and the aging process accelerates. So, what if we could boost mitophagy? What if we could revitalize that fleet? That's where urolithin A comes in, the gut-made mitochondrial whisperer. Now, here's the twist. Urolithin A isn't something you eat directly. You don't find it in berries or pomegranates. What you do get from those foods are compounds called allagitannins. They're polyphenols, oxidant-rich, and found in things like pomegranates, raspberries, or walnuts. When those allagitannins reach your gut, certain bacteria convert them into urolithin A. But, and this is a big caveat, not everyone has the right bacteria to do it. In fact, research shows that there are conversion types. Type A, you make a good amount of urolithin A. Type B, you make other urolithins, but not as much urolithin A. And type O, you produce virtually none, no matter how much pomegranate you chug. So yeah, your microbiome is either doing you a solid or completely ghosting you. That's why a lot of the research now focuses on direct supplementation, because relying on your gut alone is kind of like playing bacterial roulette. All right, let's zoom in on the actual mechanism. What makes urolithin A so interesting? So first is mitophagy. Urolithin A enhances the process of selective mitochondrial autophagy, or mitophagy, by activating the PINK1 Parkin pathway. Here's a simple version. Damaged mitochondria accumulate PINK1 on their surface. This recruits Parkin, which tags them for destruction. Next up is mitochondrial biogenesis. Urolithin A doesn't stop at cleaning out the old, it helps build new ones. It activates PGC1 alpha, a key regulator of mitochondrial biogenesis. So it's a 2-for-1. Out with the bad, in with the new. Think of it like replacing broken down delivery trucks with brand new electric vehicles. Cleaner, faster, more efficient. And additionally, energy signaling pathways. Urolithin A also affects two big metabolic levers. The first is AMPK, your cellular fuel gauge. When AMPK is up, your cells act like they're fasting, cleaning, recycling, burning fat. As well as mTOR, the growth switch. Urolithin A seems to gently dial it down, shifting the balance towards repair and maintenance. So instead of growth at all costs, your body shifts into repair mode, a state that's heavily linked to healthy aging. Now let's talk evidence, not hype, not headlines. What does the data actually show? So first in worms, giving them urolithin A extended lifespan and improved mobility in later life. That's a common early test for longevity research. And in mice, urolithin A improved exercise endurance, increased muscle function, and reduced fat accumulation in obesity-prone models. Basically, it made their mitochondria work harder, resulting in better overall metabolic functions. And in humans, this is where it gets interesting. So a 2022 clinical trial in older adults tested daily doses of 500 to 1,000 milligrams of purified urolithin A. After 4 months, participants saw improved muscle endurance, more efficient mitochondrial gene expression, and no significant adverse events. That's big, especially because they weren't doing a new workout routine, just taking a molecule that enhances mitochondrial function. Even a 10% gain in muscle performance can delay frailty and reduce fall risk dramatically in aging adults. So how does urolithin A compare to other well-known compounds? Let's break it down. So first, NMN or NAD+ boosters. These raise NAD+ to fuel sirtuins and mitochondrial repair enzymes. Urolithin A doesn't raise NAD+, but it does activate cleanup and regeneration directly. Potential synergy here. Next up is resveratrol. So it activates SIRT1 and mimics caloric restriction. Human results are mixed. Urolithin A seems more directly tied to muscle performance. And CoQ10, it supports mitochondrial energy production, but doesn't clear out damaged mitochondria. It's like pouring gas into an old leaky engine. And lastly, metformin. It activates AMPK, it blunts mTOR. Similar goals, but it's a prescription drug with potential side effects. nausea, GI issues, B12 depletion. Urolithin A appears to be better tolerated so far. Bottom line, urolithin A is in its own category, mitochondrial quality control. Think of it as a compound that declutters, replaces, and upgrades your energy machinery. Now, here's the practical part. How do you get it? So, first, foods. You can boost elagitonin intake through pomegranates, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, walnuts, or chestnuts. But again, unless you've got the right microbiome strains, you may not convert much, if any, into that urolithin A. In supplements, this is where purified urolithin A like MitoPure comes in. Clinical studies use 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily. That's the dosing range where we see muscle and mitochondrial benefits. And is it affordable? Not exactly. It's still a premium supplement. But for people interested in mitochondrial support, muscle performance, or age-related energy decline, it may be worth trying. And so far, it looks pretty safe. Okay, now let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. The excitement is real, but so are the unknowns. We don't know what happens at year 2 or 5. Microbiome variability still matters. If you're relying on food alone, you may not be making much urolithin A unless you're a type A converter. And as far as longevity, we don't know if urolithin A extends human lifespan. What we do know is that it improves mitochondrial function and muscle performance in the short term. This may be enough for many people, but the bigger aging story is still unfolding. Now let's put this all together. So first, urolithin A helps your cells clean out dysfunctional mitochondria and make new ones. It's not found directly in food. You need the right gut bacteria to make it from elagitannins. Only some people can do this conversion well. If you're not one of them, supplementation is the most reliable option. Human trials show improved muscle endurance in older adults, potentially delaying frailty and enhancing quality of life. Safety looks good and side effects are minimal, but we still need more long-term data to understand full impact. And it's not a magic pill, but in the context of exercise, good sleep, clean nutrition, it may be one of the most promising new tools for mitochondrial health. So if you're looking for ways to age with more energy, more resilience, and better cellular function, urolithin A is absolutely worth keeping an eye on. Should you try it? That depends on your goals, your gut, and your budget. And if you're over 40, not feeling as energized as you used to, or trying to stay ahead of age-related decline in muscle or metabolism, this could be a compelling addition to your stack. And let me know what you think. Have you tried it? Are you eating pomegranates religiously? Do you know if you're a type A converter? Drop a comment below. I always love hearing how you're putting this research into practice. And as always, I thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Thanks.